Hello, hello everyone. Hi, Santiago.
Hello, hello.
Hey, you wearing your AC Milan shirt again?
I love it. Again, you say again.
Yeah, last time you said you last
It's
time.
you could say it is my safe shirt. I use it for good luck.
Oh, that's good. So we're gonna be having good luck today. Yeah, hello everyone. And thanks Funkin to for dropping in and good luck at work. So how have you all been? Yeah, right. That is totally correct. I think you shaved your goatee.
I had to present a couple of stuff, and I couldn't go looking so bad because even though I didn't like having the bird, but I didn't want to look so bad while presenting to a lot of people, so I had to. But I hope you guys know I felt very guilty about it. I did it with regret in mind.
Um, yes. So the speculations are on play now. So does that mean that it's happening now? That
No,
the
that's why it is still growing. Since I had to present, I won't shave in the moment. Are you
so
in Turkey? Yes, I am. I'll
yeah,
stay for a
exactly.
bit.
So that's the question. So what have you presented? Where are you? Like you've been traveling. What's going on?
They travel. A moment of silence for the tea. Um, I was traveling a lot. I went all over to Turkey for the Jupiter Istanbul conference. It was great, actually. I had one of the best times of my life. I met a lot of people, a lot of great projects reach out. So I loved it. And they actually told me to talk about quadratic governance and how we could implement it to the Jupiter DAO. So great. I mean, I loved it. You went to Turkey to get your hair done. Tell us the truth. I'll
So
get a hair transplant for my bird. I don't know if they do it. It should work that way or doesn't it?
a hair transplant for what?
A
For
hair
your beard?
transplant for
Ah,
my bird. Yeah.
yeah. If you take your hair from up there and you transplant it to down here, I don't think that's gonna. I mean, it's definitely gonna be interesting.
If you're
Um,
in Turkey, you need to see ASMR Nunu Ronkan. He's the best barber in the world. But I can go to him and he will see two hairs, and I don't know what he can do. Like he can dye them of red, and yeah, that, and then he will charge 1K
1K lira, right?
lira.
So tell us
Actually,
all
I
about
expected the city to be way cheaper.
because you think the lira is low.
It is low, but everyone told to me that Turkey was cheaper. It was cheap, but that's not true at all. I mean,
Maybe
at
that
least I
doesn't.
think maybe I'm in the touristic zone. So far, I have gone to touristic places. So
Maybe that's one thing, but also, I mean, there's been inflation of what north of 50% every year for the last few years. So there's a reason, right? Um, so tell us just because I think last week we briefly discussed quadratic voting and quadratic governance. So from your perspective, when it comes to wombat voting or play going forward, do you think that we should apply quadratic governance
I
to
think that
the Spielworks ecosystem?
we, even though people say otherwise, we are still in very early stages of governance in the whole Web3 ecosystem. Quadratic governance is another alternative that has come up. It's not an idea that comes from Web3, but actually some companies have tried to implement it. One of them was Microsoft. Actually, the founder or the creator of the idea of quadratic governance works right now at Microsoft, and it was used for the stakeholders to be able to take decisions on it. So there's two different concepts. There's quadratic governance and quadratic funding. Quadratic funding is a little bit funnier because you can buy votes from other people and sell it. So you can actually, if you don't care about any decision, you could sell your votes and get even more money out of it. And if someone is very interested into taking or going certain way, certain path, then they can buy votes from people and then vote for it. The thing is that still with that, with quadratic funding, your votes, even if you're a whale, they have less impact than they will have normally, because the votes that you have, they are applied a square root. So if you normally had 9 votes, for example, right now how wombat works, 9 wombat equals to 9 votes, then you will actually have 3 if you have 9 wombat staked. The only issue and the biggest issue I see for it is that you need a very well implemented KYC system to be able to make this pretty deployable and actually working in and actually having a purpose on it, which Jupiter has kind of it. I mean, there's 2 ways you can do it. Either you incentivize people to hold their staking position in the same wallet for the rewards. For example, Jupiter has the Jupiter airdrop. So you actually are incentivized to stake and vote within the same wallet to have and optimize your rewards every January. Or you could implement a KYC system directly. I remember
What's the
Pomelo doing quadratic funding, and I remember people buying the votes. I actually think it's a great way. If I didn't care at all about any proposal or I didn't knew much about it, I would love to sell my votes and get even more yield out of it.
But do you think that's good for the cause of it? Because, I mean, the whole premise of why people don't like linear voting is that whales get it all. But now
Yes.
whales get it all because they buy votes from other
No, but
people.
that's
So,
for quadratic funding, and it works a lot with funding rounds. For example, Gitcoin, they have quadratic funding. In quadratic governance, you cannot buy votes, but actually the votes that you have are the ones that you use to vote. So what I proposed is Jupiter DAO should have quadratic voting and not quadratic founding. So you wouldn't be able to buy votes from people.
but how do you know that people are not buying votes? I mean,
I mean, if you want to do
I
it
can
over
talk
the
to you and
counter, like if
if I know you have 20 votes, then I just ask you, hey, I'll give you $1 to vote with your 20 votes for the outcome that
there's
I
a
like.
risk of collusion. You haven't seen my presentation because I also
No,
talk
I
about the
haven't.
risk of collusion. Yeah, I haven't sent it to you as well, but I think it went great. And that's amazing. I love all these topics and talk about it and going back and forth forwards with it. I love it. And it's because it's not a solution that has been established yet. People, not only in Web3, but companies are looking for more optimized ways to vote.
It just feels so much like so much overhead for something that essentially, well, I don't know. Obviously, people consider linear voting a problem, even in governance of companies. I haven't heard of quadratic voting for the governance of companies just yet, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, it, but it's been like it's this has worked for the best part of the last 100 150 years, that you have linear voting, right? The more shares you have, even if they might be different types of shares, right? Preferred shares and whatever the other types are called. um, and is that, do we really have so many problems with linear governance that we have to go through all the hoops of what happens if you sell votes to others and you have to KYC and whatnot? Is that really a thing? You think?
I think
Is it
so. I
worth it?
actually that's what I am telling you. We're discovering and we're in early stages of governance. Quadratic governance is not the only option. Actually, the creator of quadratic governance has a new system that he hasn't talked much about it yet. So it's something that is actively being worked on. Does it help in certain votings? Then yes. And part of my proposal was to explore in which situations a quadratic voting shall take place and in which ones a linear voting should not should take place. Because quadratic voting is great as well when there are a lot of options, not votings of yes, we should do this and no, we shouldn't do this, but in which you have a lot of options to do it.
This comes very close to actually quadratic. In this case, it's actually not quadratic. It's Well, the base is 5, right? Or pretty much 5, or three and a half, or 4, or something, depending on which levels, right? So you need 3 or 4 times as many tokens to get uh, one more one more vote. Um, so this is even more aggressive in our case than quadratic voting.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I love it. And actually, I think Web3 should always be innovating, trying new stuff. And the ones that should do it are the ones who have the most funding to do it and try it out. So Jupiter is the most well funded DAO, I think, right now in Web3.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. They have a lot of treasury, not only in Jupiter tokens, but also in USD.
Interesting. Mm. AGI will invent a better voting system than we can
That's a
imagine.
very interesting topic. Do you think that we will reach AGI in 1 year as ChatGPT, as how is it called? OpenAI said.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to imagine. It's really hard to imagine what happens if this is there. Um, but yeah, that's the problem. I believe is the kind of the exponential nature of progress and these kinds of things. So there might be the singularity where suddenly we have AGI, right? So um, I don't
I
know.
think it is very drastic to make the bold claim of we will reach AGI in 1 year. It also feels a little bit scary for me.
So Define the Dollar is saying it's actually done already. I don't know about that.
I don't think so. Actually, there was an article that was released like 5 to 6 months ago in which they were talking that all these models, Sora, OpenAI, Lyra, every model, even though you were feeding them with more and more and more information, they weren't suggesting that they were reaching towards AGI, but they were reaching a plateau of efficiency, and that we needed to change the approach to it if we actually wanted to reach to AGI, because the current way we were doing it wasn't working. So I'm surprised that after 6 months after this article that made a huge noise happen, then OpenAI comes and say, "Hey guys, we're going to reach AGI by next year. Have fun."
Already been 6 months, and then just a year.
Yep, true.
So, but it's
And did you see why the market dumped today?
no, actually not. I didn't.
Because
I
China decided. I don't know much about it. I want to read about it, but it seems China released a new AI that is better than OpenAI called DeepSeek.
okay.
I haven't. I want to try it out. I have been busy today, but I want to read more about it and try
So what's this got to do with the market?
our agents, our AI agents are dumping. Actually, that's the premise of why the market is down.
I'm
People
not.
panicking over it.
I'm
Yeah,
not getting the connection really.
it seems right now people are associating AI with crypto a lot. So actually, DeepSeek releasing has caused a lot of impact in crypto.
Yeah. Okay. Nasdaq is also down 2.8%. So
Exactly.
hmm, if this has an impact on tech stock, then yeah, it's
Nvidia
imaginable.
and other AI companies are affected. DeepSeek is now top download on App Store. So you see the US government making so much drama about TikTok, and now DeepSeek comes and say, "Hey guys, give me your data again."
Probably they're using all the data that they collected through TikTok and the other
Oh my
stuff.
god! And they feed the algorithm. Can you imagine? I don't know how DeepSeek works, but they say that they optimize how ChatGPT works and made it better.
Wow. Okay. So we're all gonna try DeepSeek. Is it even it's probably available outside of
Mr. DeepSeeks.
um,
Was that Mr. Mystics was from Rick and Morty, right? Oh yeah, I saw that in Rick and Morty. Nice. Your phones are the token generators for DeepSeek. Does it have a token? No way.
I mean, there's probably some kind of meme DeepSeek token already. Yeah, multiple, obviously, probably launched through Pump Fun. So, um, yeah.
DeepSeek is also free. I actually pay for the $20 subscription of OpenAI. Do you pay for it?
Yeah, I have it as well. I mean, I use ChatGPT all the time.
Yeah.
So it's been cheaper before, right? They increased pricing. Um,
You have the product with something is free. Yeah. But you know that. Come on, social media is that
um, okay.
worth yelling. Yeah. I like the emphasis.
There was one interesting question by Prince Paradox. When are you running for president of Wax?
I don't think I have enough technical knowledge to do any of that. I once thought about going for OIG, but I don't really think it fits me.
But president of Wax should be something else. I'm not entirely sure whether Prince
Oh,
Paradox
okay.
has something
I
specific in mind. But if there was a Wax DAO or Wax Foundation or whatever.
If you remember my tweets from 1 year ago, which you don't, but yeah, I was always an advocate for the Wax Foundation. But it's difficult. Like you can come up, go to any meeting, do any proposal, but at the end, it is decision of the Wax team to set up a Wax Foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I understand. I could go right now. I could create a Discord server, a Twitter account, and say, "Hey, we're the Wax Foundation." Of course, I can do that. But without support, without funding, then who in his sane mind will do that without funding from the Wax team? Why don't you rather go to any other blockchain or create any other project in which you can actually take profit of it instead of setting up a Wax Foundation by yourself? And I
Yeah.
love Wax. I love it. Don't get me wrong. Wax is my home.
So
I,
yeah,
I
it's too
still
bad.
I
That's
still
it's
think using Wax is very easy when you're in Solana, and I also love Solana. That's why I went to the conference. You feel that Wax has a lot of stuff that Solana doesn't, but it's unfortunate that things have gone this way. Actually,
just to recap real quick. Why do you think? What's the main reason? The number one reason why something like Solana being not as usable as maybe Wax has 1,000 times more traction than Wax.
oh, there's a lot of reasons.
Number one
Actually,
reason.
I went to the I went first. I will tell you next something. I met someone from the Jupiter team. We shared a cab to the event. I didn't know that he was from the Jupiter team. We were talking and so on, and we were talking about the use of our RWAs. And I was talking about how Funko has done it so great, and he didn't believe me that Funko was on chain. He didn't believe me. He said, "No, it's no way that Funko is on chain, one of the biggest IP brands in the world, and people doesn't know about it."
And it's on Wax
And it's on Wax, yeah.
of all the blockchains.
So I didn't want to talk about Wax, but I was talking about Wax in the end, and I said how we had Hot Wheels, how we had Sony at the moment, because Sony did some stuff with Wax, and then they decided to release their own chain.
Well, yeah, but also um, it was in the beginning. It was basically unimaginable how. I mean, there was tops as well, right? How these big IP holders could ever move away from a chain that they went on, right? And then you realize it's actually very easy for them. They just do it, right? And then they don't care about their old IPs anymore or their old NFTs, or maybe they do, right? So
There are some NFTs from Spider-Man, No Way Home, and so on from Sony that they released them. They had a lower price, and now they're forgotten. Hot Wheels did it. Everyone did it. But I think the number one issue is liquidity right now. There's no unified liquidity. at the moment. Polygon is working on a solution. Jupiter actually announced that they are working on a solution. Um, but yeah, I mean, Wax would rather have to join any of these solutions and be relevant enough to be taken into account for it to be included. Could buy EOS, CB, and then reach RIP IVC. That's something that frustrated me a lot, actually.
But that was not the downfall of Wax, right? I mean, this didn't help with liquidity in general, that the
It fucked
IVC
up
bridge has been
liquidity even
gone.
further. Yeah.
But I mean, but the liquidity is basically a result of something, right? I mean, obviously there's very little liquidity for anything on Wax, and on Solana there is massive liquidity, and now there's even more liquidity after Trump coin, and so on. But I mean, why did Trump choose Sol, or how did all the liquidity come upon on Solana as opposed to Wax, where Wax used to have a lot more liquidity back in 2021, 22 maybe, right? And where did this go? Why did this happen? Right? There's got to be a reason for that, and I think
I
that's
mean,
not
even
the
Paradigm has said about it. There's not convincing reason for a project to not launch on Solana right now, and it's because of the tension. And there are already so well fundamented apps from the last bull run that kept building during this bear market that they are set and very ready for mass adoption. And if they are not ready, well, they are more set up than the previous season. Phantom, for example, is an example of a great wallet that they are not only on Solana right now, they are in Sui, they are in Polygon, they are implementing all the chains that get attention. Phantom, Magic Eden is a well, I don't like Magic Eden as a marketplace, but they also have scaled up a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, obviously there was a lot of funding, but to me, it was really when you knew that Solana had investment from A16Z, for instance, right? That was a massive reason to get in on Solana, because it was also clear that A16Z, for instance, they would get in on a lot of other Solana bound projects, like they did with Phantom, right? So
Yep.
Phantom had a lot of resources right from the get go, becoming the number one wallet on Solana, and then they don't need to run a business, right? They don't need to make money with the wallet to this day, even if they probably do by now. But they just had so many resources because of the funding that was going into this ecosystem from, well, companies invested in Solana. Uh, VCs invested in Solana, right?
Yes.
So that's an auto, like, it's not an auto win, because then you could say the same thing about Avalanche or whatever, and Avalanche is obviously not doing anywhere close as well as Solana, but it was a very smart strategy in general.
It's an odd bull market, don't you think? Because Solana has only reached the all-time high and has gone above 50 bucks, and that's it. And the only altcoins that you could say that they are performing good, they actually just reached their all-time high of the legacy altcoins, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of discussions here. Maybe people can help each others out. How you can get Wax from if you're in the US, and obviously Santiago and I are not in the US, so we wouldn't know
It's
necessarily in which
difficult.
state and whatnot. Might be state dependent as well. Yeah, so Drop, for instance, talking about Funko, they
I
recently
think
announced.
there's a misconception that people are thinking that Wax is banned in the US. You cannot ban a blockchain. You can just, I mean, you can just not list it within certain states to the token. I mean, you cannot get access to buy it, but it's not that you can ban it or not access to it.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, kind of. If you, for instance, use from inside the Wombat app, you use Banksa, for instance, right, to buy Wax or MoonPay, right? Is that available in the US? Is that available in all US states? I have no idea, right? But apparently not, because for me, if I want to buy Wax, I go through the Wombat app and I just buy it. But I'm in Germany or now in Portugal, so that's not an issue for me, right? Or I can go through Binance, but Binance is not available in the US either, right? Or I can go through KuCoin, and I don't know about KuCoin. I don't know about kind of the technical availability of KuCoin in the US. I mean, obviously, yeah, probably you can't if you have to KYC and stuff, right? So then the question is where else? And so for me, the cross-chain swaps, like somebody was suggesting Simple Swap or Changely, right? So if you also within the Wombat app, if you go to cross-chain in the swap, then you have the possibility that the underlying protocol is Changely. You can get Wax, right? So you can swap Matic into Wax, for instance, or Propal into Wax. There, that should not use a KYC because typically these services are crypto to crypto, so it basically works like Uniswap, right?
Yes.
So within Uniswap, you also don't have to KYC. Although last week I think we discussed that there's geo blocking on Uniswap nowadays as well. But so that might be a thing. But any other ways you can think of?
The IVC. No, never mind. Don't use the IVC. Don't do it. Don't do it. Actually, the option I gave to people previous to this was the IVC. Because IVC was a good solution. I mean, EOS was pretty well established. You could swap it to EOS and then use IVC. It was simple. But no, we cannot have good stuff. Sorry, I get frustrated when I talk about this.
But maybe also now with Trump in charge, don't want to put too many hopes on Trump in terms of crypto necessarily, but maybe that whole thing is also going to improve in terms of there might be. I mean, in the light of Solana and maybe XRP, Ripple getting a big push because these are US made assets, right? Maybe there would be an avenue that Wax would also get a push because it's a US based. I don't know officially, right, which company is running this, but it's generally a US based thing.
I hope,
right?
Yeah, I hope there's just clarity on how to proceed with things. That's what I ask for.
It's like really interesting suggestions by XLM of all currencies. I haven't heard anyone talking about XLM in a long time, like Stellar Lumens. Then swap via Change Now, quick and cheap.
Guys, serious question. Which token will you have rather than Wax, Wombat, anything related, like from any other chain? Which one do you like?
So while chat can respond to this, CapTop is saying, I looked up the co-founder of Wax, a guy called William Quigley. Yes, we know William. To see if he's friends with Trump, I didn't find anything. Me neither. I don't know about anything, but also I haven't spoken to William in a while.
He used to follow me, then I tagged him in a post, and he unfollowed me.
So people are bullish on USDC.
Oh, that token! I
It's a
love
new
it.
shit.
I am taking a look into USDS. USDS, it's another stable token, but it is yielding like 20% on most protocols because it just launched.
Yeah, so that's a beginning, okay, but is it because there's this there's stable coins that actually produce yield, right?
Yes, it's XUD. There's one. There's XUD. I remember XUD that actually produce yields because they are the liquidity providers on most of their pools, so they generate from the fees over there and they profit from it. It's pretty cool. There are also some decentralized solutions that will come out someday. I thought
USDC is
was
dead. No more
No.
USDC minted.
no,
First time I'm hearing this.
no. Recently, USDC minted like 8 billion on Solana or something crazy like that. Actually, USDC should be more live than ever with all the European regulations. With the MiCA, a lot of people are suggesting that they should hold USDC instead of USDT. And the Bybit CEO even said that they shouldn't have a problem with unlisting USDT.
Yeah, I mean, there was Binance did that kinda, right? So when they went from BUSD, they had to remove that, and then at least in Europe, there was suddenly they said, okay, we want to be compliant with MiCA, and that's with the European New Markets in Crypto Act, and that's when they also said non-compliant. Stablecoins cannot be used, but it seems like they pedaled back on that because now I see all the USDT pairs again, and I can flip everything for
It's
USDT.
because
Not
they have a year to do that. So they could just wait until, and they were missing on a lot of volume if they just unlisted now. So you could just wait for December 31 and then you can unlist it.
but they did that already, right? They said that there was this other default FUSD. I don't know. There's too many
Do you
stable coins.
remember Binance USD? Oh man, what a time to be alive.
Sure, BUSD, of course.
Circle details next steps for users as USDC on Flow, but it is on Flow blockchain, and it is because Flow is doing some changes.
And who cares?
Yeah, you like Flow, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
I was
USDT
a
is
I was an investor in the ICO. I made good money on this, and that's about it.
actually USDT discontinued the support on EOS as well. So if you have some USDT on EOS, you should withdraw it and redeem it as soon as possible, because I think the deadline was this April, June of this year.
Oh, okay. All right. So there isn't, there wasn't a lot of insights here from the chat in terms of which tokens people are bullish on, except for Kevin Kev is big on Mudang apparently. So a meme person, and Beast Knife saying ADA. What's your thought? Do you have any thoughts on Cardano at ADA?
No, not really. I don't know much about Cardano.
Okay.
I mean, I like Polygon. I like, in terms of memes, I don't have many. I like to trade them, but not hold them. Meme 33 should be a good option. I like them. ADA is South America blockchain. What? No, it is not.
First time I hear that.
No one here uses. Well, I'm in Turkey, but no one here uses Cardano as well. Abstract. Abstract is really.
Sorry, I couldn't help but laugh about this. Don't don't buy first.
I
Oh,
read a lot about. Oh,
I don't
Bana.
know anything about Vena.
Bana is this social network, right? Something like that.
I don't know, but Robot is bringing up abstract. Yeah, so you were going after this.
Abstract mainnet is releasing today. They
Ooh,
don't have a token, but they will have task for you to complete. So these protocols will come out today. What you will have to do is interact with the protocols, get XP, and it will likely qualify you for the airdrop.
yeah. So abstract is going to be big. I'm pretty sure about that.
For sure. I mean, abstract is very big.
But is this also EVM compatible? I can't remember. I think it is.
Which abstract? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
EVM and SVM compatible, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I did check Plume after last week's stream, and regretted to not having known about it before.
I don't remember about Bana. What was Bana?
Vena.
Chain? Banner chain? Banana?
Shibana.
Shibana? I love Shibana.
Shibana has a market cap of 65,000. I'm not sure it's this.
What's Shibana? No, I was talking about the League of Legends champions. Don't love anything. Bana mainnet goes live. It's a blockchain. Enables users to transform personal data into financial assets by aggregating private data sets. Oh no, for AI model training.
Sounds interesting.
Did you know that WorldCoin has been banned in Brazil? I think it was also previously banned in Germany and everything.
I no, I don't. I haven't heard about that being banned in
So, well,
Germany.
when I say ban, I am not talking correctly because you cannot ban a blockchain from any country. But what you can do is limit its access to some stuff. So WorldCoin used to reward you for scanning your iris. You would receive some WorldCoins. So you can no longer do that on Brazil and Germany because they are providing incentives for you to give very personal data, and they don't
Mm,
like the security risk of that.
okay. Because back when I still lived in Berlin, I actually wanted to go and get that done because one of I think that the only Iris WorldCoin Iris scanner was actually in Berlin in the Alexa shopping center. So I
Oh,
actually
really?
went there to look at it,
To look
and
at it. Ding.
because
Thank
I
you.
wanted to see what they do, like whether that works. But I didn't find it, so I went back because I didn't have a lot of time. So I ended up not doing this, and then I moved to Portugal. So that was even before in 2023, before I moved to Portugal. Um,
Interesting. Actually, there's one in my country, and my girlfriend was like, "You're excited about all this stuff. Why you're not excited about this?" And I was like, "I don't want to scan my iris and give it to someone else.
Come on.
Even if they give you $50 in crypto, I wouldn't do that." So you actually end up doing that, or you didn't?
No, I didn't. Actually, I don't think it's a big deal. Like the iris thing. So I think this is proper KYC, right? So this is like soul bound, whatever, I bound. Um, so that's much safer than actually doing KYC with people, like whatever video ident or whatever. And then you have an identity, and you just kind of have one wallet. So there's some merit to this in general, to the idea.
Maybe
From a
I'm
practical
scared.
perspective, I think it's horrible that you have
One
to
of the
go
hard,
places.
yeah, one of the hard lessons I learned is once, maybe it is not very related, but I used to have the same password for everything, and then a very known site was hacked and my password was leaked, and I lost access to 40 accounts. There are even some accounts to my name that I don't even know that they exist, that even bots or hackers might be using them.
Yeah.
So
Um, I was just coming
I,
back
I'm
to
showing my face, but not my iris. You cannot scan my iris.
maybe we can. Um, there's two more that was brought up by the chat. Sugar
What's your password?
Crypto mentioned Sui
I
or
like it.
Sui. So what is it that you like about Sui?
I like, well, how they are moving, how they are incentivizing DeFi. I like how the technical analysis of the token looks. Like it is breaking all-time highs, so for sure, every token in price discovery, you will like it.
Well, yeah, the technicalities on this Sui token definitely look good. That's for sure. It's hard to tell anything kind of about the tech, the blockchain tech, until there's as much traction on this as on Solana, for instance. Whether this will break Ethereum, it won't, because they say it won't. But so they said with Solana in the beginning as well, right? This will scale really well. It doesn't.
I
And then
mean, wait for Fire Dancer. I think Fire Dancer will be great.
wait for it. Exactly.
And we like dunk on them, but they actually handle a lot of people.
So, and then the dentist is bullish on virtual. So the virtual
Virtual.
support,
So I
virtual
know you
support.
like virtual. Did you hear the latest news? I sent you a message about it.
No, I didn't. When did you send?
Virtuals are moving to Solana.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Um, you told me. Yes, exactly.
That's good. I like it. Actually, I think that's a great decision.
Um, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know whether they'll be moving everything. Probably they can't, because there's so many liquidity pools on base
They are
already.
not. Yeah, they are not moving. They are just adding support to Solana.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But it was also smart to actually launch on base in the beginning, and I think still base to this day is one of the strongest in terms of AI, right? So it's just that obviously base doesn't really benefit from having this much traction on it as Sol does because of all the liquidity in the token. But virtuals is really having a lot of how do you say giving them a lot of credit for how they did things at the right time. They did the right things at the right time. So yeah, there's definitely a lot that we can learn for Playmind and the Play token when it comes to virtuals and the virtuals protocol and the virtual token. So
I think we have some questions.
we have a
Start.
lot of questions actually. So it's just we got so caught up
Talking
in
about this is very cool, actually. I like it.
And Crypto Gamer has brought up IMX. Do you have any
Hard
thoughts on
one.
IMX?
I don't use it a lot, really. I think, yeah, they are good for gaming. If there is a game five run during this cycle, then IMX Avalanche should do good. There's this one called Beam as well. Yeah, they should outperform the other gaming tokens.
Yeah, we're just not there yet at the moment with gaming, right? I mean,
Yeah,
the last projects that launched and their token market caps and so on, when it comes to gaming, pure Web3
it's
gaming,
terrible. You
it's it's like it's worse than 2022 after the end of the last bull run, right?
you
It's
will realize, yeah, that some games that have very big funding, very big, backed by a lot of VCs, they are sitting right now at 35 million market cap, the tokens of them.
yeah. So, okay, let's dig into more questions.
Let's start.
Maybe that's something for you because we've been talking about a few things earlier today. Brent has been asking, and sorry for dragging this out for so long, Brent. Hope you're still around here. What other? Oh no, sorry, that was actually. Well, let me answer that quickly. I thought I mixed
Yeah,
it up with
yes,
Robert's question.
Adrian.
Yes, Adrian. Um, references for play launch. We've been looking at a lot of kind of rebranding and merging tokens kind of projects. So we looked at Fetch AI merging with Ocean Protocol and Singularity Net. But we also looked at stuff like Vanry, for instance, the Vanar chain thing, after they rebranded from what was it called? Terra Virtua, right? So that's just two examples of, well, that's probably the better examples. But we also looked at, for instance, Gala when they airdropped their token, the new token for, right? So there's a lot of kind of, especially from the bigger end. These were the ones, or these are some of the ones that we've been looking at. So I would say that these probably were the biggest references when it comes to kind of the process of launching this. Then when it comes to marketing and launching the token, we're looking at more recent examples of AI related things launching and how they are able to actually grow very quickly. Virtuals is a great example, right? So that's also something that we're looking at. So this is what I was getting to, actually, Robert's question, because that is to a large extent for you. Any updates about anything except for play? So you can give an update on things
Dungeon Master,
regarding
we're
Dungeon
starting a new season,
Master.
guys. It has been some crazy work because we are changing the newbie pool. We will provide some information about it once the season releases. But yeah, your your claims have, I don't know how to translate it, but yeah, you have been heard. I'm very happy about it. I hope it actually works. I know you guys will be happy about the changes. We're also bringing the gem shards. We have been talking with Adrian a lot about the gem shards, actually. So they will come back to the dungeon chest. There will be another way for you to obtain them, blend them, and get to obtain some gems. We actually hope you get to upgrade them as well. You can also use the buyback. So I like it. I think you will be happy. What else can I tell you regarding? Uh, what else? What else? Oh, petrification. I haven't talked about this with you, but maybe this is a good moment to talk about it. It's a suggestion. It doesn't mean we will do it. What do you think about? Do you remember petrification
Of
first?
course, I was wondering what's going on with that. So let's
So,
have it.
would you like to petrify the pieces of the Gamer Cave collection? But I think the approach right now should be able to set up limited blends, limited petrifications by mint number. Is it mint or mind? Mint.
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 Mind is the other thing.
What? What is mind?
Play mind. Mind.
Oh. What do you think? Thoughts? I see. Yes. Petrified computers, vitrification, stone pieces don't work. Okay. Petrification, stone pieces.
That's definitely something worth considering. That's what I would say.
Okay.
We haven't spoken about it. It's a very spontaneous reaction, and I would say, yeah, do give it a try. If I would say if the chat likes it, then we should definitely consider it. But there's also still outstanding for months and months is further upgrades for the Gamer Cave collection. For instance, I'll just say it here because I haven't managed to talk to Santiago privately about it. So now maybe Santiago will be able to think about it. So I had the idea back in the day to actually do overclocking for the computers, right?
You told me that like 3 months ago, and then we never touched.
So why did you not hit on this? If I told you already,
it was I remember it clearly. It was my first week, and you told me about so much stuff that I was actually like kind of panic. Like what is overclock? What
and this is your excuse. Listen, folks, this is Santiago's cheap excuse that I told him too many things. Okay, well, let me overclock with an electric wombatium. This makes so much sense.
That's great. I love it. That's a nice suggestion. And maybe we should set them up for upgrading instead of petrification.
Or both. First
or we
upgrade them
both.
and then
we could do both, actually. So I lost the fear of actually having to interact with new collections because right now I know which multi-sigs we should set up, what we need, what steps needs to be taken to be able to do them.
Okay.
Let me overclock with an electric formation. That's a very nice idea. And water cooling system.
So you could also overclock. You first have to blend it with a water wombatium and then blend it with an electricity.
Actually, if we want to overclock it with an electric wombatium and then add a water cooling system, we should actually like just create a new NFT, a new visual of a gamer PC.
Oh, can you hear that? I think my kids are home.
Yeah.
Somebody is using a whistle.
Can you hear my dogs? No, you can't.
No. You didn't bring them to Turkey, did you?
Here. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Again, this has been 40 minutes lagging now. Do you know what the all-time high market cap, both Wombat and Wars combining? Can we get there again with this play launch? Please give us some hopium. So frustrating holdings. So I see why you're frustrated, and this would probably apply to many other Web3 gaming tokens as well. But yeah, so this is not financial advice. I'm not making any promises, and I'm not allowed to talk about price, market cap, or whatever. But we wouldn't be doing so many things if that's not what we were looking for, is to basically improve the performance a lot as well, right? So definitely this is what would be great. Damn, I need to be careful. I need to be really careful with what I'm saying.
What kid is being murdered? By the way, what is Fabergé? Like I
Do,
know there's a Fabergé invasion, but I don't know
do you
what
not
does it
know
mean.
Fabergé eggs?
No,
These are like very expensive little containers with like a lot of
with
gems on
little.
the outside. Very expensive. Like
No, no idea.
very famous for being. Hang on, I'll share my screen with a few. So just Google
Fabergé.
for Fabergé eggs, right? So this is what they look like. There's a lot of different ones,
Oh,
right? And they're like really expensive items.
why would you have an egg? I mean, yeah, I don't judge. It's just funny.
Whatever. Um, okay, Prince Paradox is asking on behalf of the community, why is there no challenge this week? I don't know, to be honest, and we'll get that fixed ASAP because
What challenge?
challenge in the Wombat app or One Play.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't even noticed myself yet, but we'll definitely fix that.
I actually showed the one part up to a couple of people at the event. They will like it.
Probably they complained that we're not supporting Solana.
Yes, a lot.
We should fix that as well.
I think like what they actually like everyone that I showed it. They said, "Why don't you have this on Solana?"
There's this question by Massbest. There was another one or two related questions.
Oh, a bridge
regarding the bridge. So we're currently talking to a partner about having a solution for the play token. We probably won't have that for Wombat anymore, right? Because it's a bit of a stretch and it requires a few changes. So we hope that we can make this happen. For Wombat, this is probably not going to happen anymore. But there was another one saying, "Hey, this is frustrating that I can't move my tokens. Maybe we can offer you a solution, kind of a simple solution to get your tokens over from Polygon to Wax on a kind of more a case by case basis until that happens." So if you bought a lot of Wombat on Polygon or wherever, then we might be able to help you if you kind of reach out to us. There was an announcement by us. We got some info. Will be something with Battle Bears, but most of us didn't hear about that. Tell us more about the game and what to call it. So Battle Bears is a game that's been listed on Wombat, right? So you can download it from Wombat and earn points like $1 and NFTs by playing the game. It's actually a pretty funny arcade kind of soccer game, and they're a partner of ours. So we also, sorry, not Battle Bears. Sorry, that was Moken's League. Sorry,
That's
Battle
Moken's
Bears.
League.
I'm so sorry.
Cool. I like it as well.
Moken's League is fun. Battle Bears is also fun, actually, because Battle Bears. Sorry, I don't know why I got confused. Battle Bears is this old school IP that is basically teddy bears that fight, right? And they've had a game, and they're getting into Web3. So the game, I think, is also either is or will be on Wombat soon, and I'm not entirely sure, but I believe we'll also have help them with NFTs and stuff. I think am I getting this right? Because we have so many of these partners. I don't want to be more confusing than I've already been. I think they are supported by IMX, by Immutable. So that's how we got hooked up with them. They're in the Immutable ecosystem. So I think there's definitely some more stuff coming. I'm not entirely sure whether all of what I can say is public information, so I'd rather shut up because people will complain that I'm dropping alpha that I'm not supposed to drop. But Battle Bears is definitely a cool team, and they are looking for they're more kind of coming from the traditional gaming side of things, where things are supposed to be fun and stuff like that. And I have some big news coming up, but I'm not entirely sure whether I can spoil that yet either, because
Do I know the big news?
you probably do. You probably heard of
Okay.
this. Um, so Beantown Bob was asking something similar to Rob Odd earlier, so I think that we got that covered mostly. Astrolight, this is an interesting one. Would you consider moving to the US if, when regulations and taxation is way more favorable than the EU?
Mm.
With the company, yeah, actually, yes. Personally, I don't know. I kind of, yeah, there's some places in the US that I definitely like, where I could imagine living. But we just moved to Portugal not too long ago, so I'm not sure whether that would be the best move for the family at this stage. But definitely from a regulatory perspective, and from the kind of, yeah, if there's so much support for, um, there's a program or whatever, if we move there, then whatever we get some support, definitely worth considering. And there was also Astrolight also asked about thoughts on Avalanche. Do you have any thoughts on Avalanche, Santiago?
I like it. I think
What do you not like? Because you always say that.
I don't like a lot of tokens.
Okay.
I mean, but people are smart here, so they have talked about tokens that are light. Yeah, I can talk about. I don't like XRP. I mean, I am looking at the top 100 coin market cap list. I don't like XRP. I don't like Doge. I don't like Cardano. I don't like Tron. I like Chainlink. I don't like. Well, I like Stellar. I don't like Hedera. I like Polkadot. I don't like Litecoin. Bitget. I don't like it. Hyperliquid. Me. That's my Near. I don't like Near.
Okay. Maybe I misread your question, Bob. If did you really? Am I so wrong in reading now? Oh my god. Okay.
What was the question?
Uh, I highlighted Beantown Bob's question and saying that was kind of similar to Robots, and that we answered that because it was, I read something like beside play, um,
So
or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. So
But
Vinton asked
Beantown Bob
about
was actually
Play.
asking
Vinton
about
asked,
play.
Vinton asked about Play, and Robot didn't care about Play.
No, I think probably there's a little both.
So
Okay,
that's your
is there
moment to
anything new
reply.
about play? That's my moment. Yeah, for sure. I literally got told before the stream to not spill so much information, although I always had the feeling that I never did that, and that it was never enough. Because it's part of kind of our communication strategy to, um, well, time everything and put it in like slot it in. So I would say no, there is nothing new except that everything will be starting very, very soon.
You know which token I don't like? Sorry, were you going to say anything else?
LU, what the hell? There's so many. What do you?
Celestia. Celestia is a token I loved, but I got so fucked up by Celestia that it's hard to love them anymore. Like, it's a token that I bought because of conviction of the technology, but then the price dumped because of several reasons. One of them is stakers and VCs selling everything. So it is difficult to love Celestia right now.
Okay. Well, I've never got in on this, so I have no idea. I
So
mean,
the issue
I've looked at it. I know what it is, but it's never really gotten
long
into
story
it.
short, the issue with it is that they implemented vesting for the VCs, but the vesting was in the stake tokens. So the VCs were able to collect and obtain the rewards from staking, which are huge because they were the first investors, and those tokens weren't vested.
Okay.
So they dump all of this allocation that they had in rewards from staking of tokens that should have been invested and not staked, and they dumped in the market.
I actually haven't even looked at the performance of Celestia more recently, but it's holding up quite nicely, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
but
no, it's
considering
not.
I bought it before the
Okay,
bull market, it's my worst token
not.
so far.
Okay,
Not
sorry.
even wax.
I, I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm wrong. So we were at $20 and we went all the way down to 4 now. Okay.
Yes.
hmm Um, there's been a lot of comments about people streaming more streams. So I'll definitely have to hook up with Bernardo, Mad slash Mad, and Olga about this. But Santiago, would you be willing to stream more? Like have your own thing like once a week or whatever? Not, maybe not necessarily talk about Dungeon Master or specifically Spielworks related stuff, but whatever. Stream, play with the folks, or talk about Solana or other awesome
I
stuff.
talked with the
Just
community
discuss
about it.
coins.
Yeah, I mean, one idea was that I would receive one soul and maybe we can try to trade it on live, and then I don't know the proceeds we can give them away or anything. I don't care. And the second one will be like doing a show, like actually checking out Web3 projects, creating some positions on Meteora, and all of it. Yeah, I will be down for it.
Um, have have Pedro stream League, like I guess League of
I cannot
Legends.
remember. Pedro was main jungle. I don't know if Pedro is here. Pedro, what do you used to play? Where was your main? Will Pedro carry me?
Anzi, you can see me so stressed and trying to avoid the question. Yeah, um, I'm not the one asking the questions here, so
I actually
um,
suffer with Adrian every time there's a hard question. I try to imagine how I would reply to that.
and some things I just can't, and that's the biggest problem, right? If you or if your team is telling you don't answer these kinds of questions or don't give out that kind of information, that's the hardest because I would want to, but people are advising me against. So that is a problem. Um, okay, this is just one more. Sophon network. I've never heard of that.
I heard about it. No, I don't like it a lot. Not a fan.
Are you friendly with Off the Grid on AVEX? They are fellow Germans. I think they're the Ganzilla headquarters is in Frankfurt. Yes. Yeah, we're familiar, friendly. I wouldn't say just yet, but there's a lot of potential that we can cover together. So I would say let's give this a little time. If I remember correctly, Robot is asking. He said that Spielworks still have some mythic Wombat warriors. You can see them on the promo wallet, right? Will these come back to the Twitch channel points or an event contest for them? So last 2 weeks we've been handing them out on stream here, right? For as rewards for Twitchy Tides, and I got a lot of flack from the team from the community team that we should not be doing this because they are reserved for a different purpose. So the answer is yes, we do have some mythic wombat warriors, but no, we won't be handing them out for channel points or anything like that. Yeah. Sorry. Robot is on fire, actually.
Yeah, I
Even though
am
I'm
taking a look at the question.
So what's this? Do you have any more thoughts? Have you been kind of tossing around or playing around with this idea of having material containers? I think last week this was brought up again, right? Especially for gold, and you made the impression that you were sympathizing with with the idea. So did you have the time, like maybe during a long flight over to Turkey or whatever, to think about gold containers or material containers anymore?
I mean, I don't think we need that at the moment. I think we need more use cases first. Like the idea should be to make people spend gold and their resources and not be able to store more of them. So, for example, the clans, they are running out of the space. So, yeah, I think first we need to implement some use cases before allowing them to store even more. And if they want to store even more, it's because they want to produce even more and not because they just maxed out because there are no use cases.
Follow-up question to this. What's that going to be? More use cases for materials?
For clans, at the moment, I mean, for
For
materials,
clans and outside.
I want to add limited means to the shop. I like the idea of what we had with the Urban Vision. I understand that what we did was not the best because you had to sign 100 transactions if you wanted to have 100 tries, for example, for the Overlord blend. So the next changes we're doing are to the shop. So you could you could buy a set amount of items within one click, and also a max amount of items that can be bought. So we could introduce some drop in the shop that has a 2k maximum mint, so people can buy it. This will allow us to create items that are more scarce and that not everyone can get, or they should be faster to get. And for the clans, I like the idea of consumables that gives them some edge during 2 days, 3 days once they buy it for all the clan members. Not really talking about speed because guys, you're very fast right now, at least the current clans. What do you think?
Sorry, I've been reading on some of the questions here. I think there's an inherent difference between material use for clans and for personal.
Yes.
So we have to separate those two. I think that we should definitely fix the situation in clans that the compounding is too massive, right? And that there's certain things that can't be caught up with anymore. So that needs fixing. That's one thing. The other thing is that if you implement usage of materials on the personal level, more usage, then this will automatically create more congestion for the clans in terms of materials,
Yes.
right? So I think those are the two elements that we should look into. And then I still kind of like the idea of having containers and being able to outsource some of your production, but the economics need to be like really
The economy is not
balanced.
there yet. I also like it, but I think there are some things we should do previous to them. Robot always gives some great suggestions. Actually, I like it.
So okay, then there was Robert also brought that up. I think that was already asked last week. Create a new Wombat Streamer 2025 edition. You could ask community creators to do the artwork and give out some Wombat for it. Maybe that's something that you want to take care of, Santiago. I don't know. Maybe, or talk to Matt about it.
Streamer NFT. I don't fully grasp the idea there. So different streamers will drop their own NFT, or will
no. It's there's just an NFT that we created. That's the that can be redeemed as a reward for Twitch channel points, right? Its mere existence is due to people redeeming something on Twitch, and we created an NFT, and it just says 2024, right? But we're still handing out a 2024 edition, so we should make a new one, a 2025 edition, and start handing that out instead. But we can talk about this offline. I think it's a good idea. It just makes sense. Regarding the Gamer Cave, please create a monitor and following a blend to use the Wombat Streamer 2024 NFT from the Twitch channel point. So the monitor screen show the image of this NFT. Then it could be blended with the PC or be standalone. That's a neat idea.
So knowing the existence of Wombat Streamer 2024 NFT, yes, it does. It is a good idea. Sometimes I don't even know there are some NFTs that exist, and we could give them some good use case.
Um, yeah, Robot is throwing up more and more and more. Any updates on Dungeon Worlds, the creator portal, the Dungeon Master clan functionality, and the raids and the wars? Maybe some updates, upgrades for sidekicks and the Atomic Hub adventure game. Not sure whether like I think we spoke about that.
You told me a little bit about it, yeah.
No. So that we should probably just revive. I think that we could theoretically launch it the way we had originally planned to launch it, but I will have to check. Do you? I mean, I think you said it multiple times that right now we're in a transition state where we basically onboarding other people, and so things are a
Yes.
little bit slower. But once we're done with this, what is the next big priority for you?
So I like talking about this and reinforcing the idea because there's some things that we talk in the chat with the PM, and there's not a lot of people there, but then we come here and then we reinforce them. So right now we're doing the changes to the new people. I want to do the shop changes as soon as possible. Then I want to implement the consumables and to help relieve the pressure that some clans have that they are maxing out their material consumption, and also the creator portal. Kind of in that order. Maybe a couple of things might change or not. In terms of the sidekicks, what is your suggestion? What are you looking for? Because what you have been asking is for more slots of the sidekicks. That's the feedback I have obtained. Or maybe you're looking for something more.
But I mean, Santiago, you weren't you bringing up the idea of basically recycling sidekicks as well? So because
No. The thing is that there was one collection that stopped existing within Dungeon Master. So the collection is no longer stakeable, but they have a sidekick. So
okay,
yeah,
so only for those you would offer a
so yeah,
recycling.
that exactly like the sidekick doesn't work. Then what we could do is you could use that sidekick and get a new pack, so it is unlost.
Okay.
A few more run slots. I don't think what was the last time we were talking about it.
More run slots?
Yeah, it's the
Is that
second time
really a
someone
thing?
has asked me that. Yeah.
Okay. Astrolight, in terms of big gaming names partnerships, how are my manifestation efforts coming along?
I love that you're manifesting. Actually, let me know. Please keep manifesting. That's right. I love
it. Pretty good. I mean, with different types of game partners, you work on totally different timelines somehow, right? So on one hand, when you talk to large traditional gaming publishers and studios, everything takes super long, right? Because there are hierarchies, there's huge companies and whatnot, so everything takes super long. It's very hard to basically say, okay, we're announcing something every week, whatever, right? Then there's the smaller studios, so maybe that's not as interesting, but so they're much easier to catch, but still they're typically on their timelines, on their roadmaps, and so on. So then there's the kind of traditional games. So we have a little bit of traction there, and it's getting better, but it just things take time. And on the Web3 side, Web3 gaming companies are totally different. Are a totally different mode of operating things. So they go much faster. They are they basically dive right into it without sometimes wanting even to understand what this might mean, simply because they're excited about stuff and they want to see it happen. So they would say, yes, let's do this, even before properly digging into kind of what kind of consequences this could have, which sometimes is great, sometimes is not, but it's much easier to get them convinced and onboarded, right? So we're currently getting new sorry, new partners excited and onboarded into things basically on a weekly basis. So that's really good. That's coming along really, really well from a kind of Web3 perspective. And whether they're big or not, that's up for somebody else to decide, because this is like, what does big mean, right? Your village people, have you seen how GMRX, I believe that's the Gaiman token, right, is taking a huge dump, and now their X account is banned? No, I haven't seen that. I haven't noticed, and I don't know what.
What is
Um,
GMRX?
I think that's the Gaiman token. Like, do you know
Oh, the
Gaiman?
gaming.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So no, I haven't been following this, but this is looking horrible.
Wait, let me see. I have to see it.
This is down more than 50% in the month. So now down to an FDV of 30 million and a market cap of 7 million.
I mean,
And
wax could be bad, but it isn't as bad as gaming. Holy.
their Twitter, their X account is banned. True.
$7 million market cap. There are shitcoins with better market cap than this.
So no, I don't know, but that is not good.
Oh
That's
my
not good
god.
for, like, considering anything essentially. So, but I think that's the reality in Web3 gaming, right? Right now, that I mean, maybe that's a particularly bad performance, and I haven't spoken to them in a while, so I can't tell you any insights or whatever. But there's other tokens which are performing similarly bad, right? At least proportionally. So if I look at Portal, for instance, as well, it's also not great. Or Block Games. These are all examples. So Block Games, or Block Protocol, they've renamed this. Block Games is now down to what? $1 million market cap
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, it's really tough. I think that's without knowing specifics. Obviously, having a banned Twitter account won't help. But having said that, all of Web3 gaming is not doing well. So,
I
did
ha-
Sony make a blockchain now? Yes. Or did you want to follow up on this, Thiago?
no, I wanted to ask you a question. I just came up. This season, because you told me about it, the season has 42 days, or you said me 42 point something. I cannot remember.
Technically, it's like board trading is at 43 days. Yes, because I mean,
Oh,
but mathematically speaking, it's about pretty much about 42 and a half,
okay.
because the
Means,
season
yeah, that was it.
starts around noon, Central European time, and it ends at midnight UTC. So that's about half a day, and that comes on top of the 6 weeks, which is 42 days. So yeah, 42 point something days. Was that your question?
Yeah, it is one of those things that sometimes comes up to your mind, and you just have to ask before you forget about it.
But don't do that on stream. Like, everyone here knows that. um,
No, because it is or for 3 or for 2.5 mathematically and so on. So yeah, it's good for everyone to know.
yeah. So, but from a rewards perspective, it's 43 days of this of equivalent pay odds. On this little sheet, I said I'm not sure what you mean with the board. Mad at him. So maybe you can be more precise on this. Also, updates on OnePlay/OneBucks, like more chains, NFTs for $1 staking, and as rewards for quest challenges, claim all but for $1. And exploit fix, not want to mention how to. So yeah, there is still something that we've been cooking for a long time, and this has taken way longer than we had originally anticipated, and now we're thinking about actually shelving it. So that this took a bunch of resources, simply because the market has moved again. something that we wanted to do. So we're still thinking what to do with it. So that's good that we didn't announce it, because otherwise everyone would have been really angry at us announcing something and not actually following through with it. um, but we haven't
I,
had a lot of kind of big changes to how we do things in Wombat and Wombplay recently. There is definitely it's definitely worth considering adding more blockchains. We spoke about Solana, obviously, and also adding more different chains as payout methods or for NFTs. One thing that kind of always come back to is that whenever we consider any new chain for rewards in OnePlay Wombat, then I kind of constantly think this should also be part of Dungeon Master, right? So if we, for instance, were to do Solana and hand out NFTs on Solana, then I kind of think um, we should also accept Solana NFTs for staking.
I was about to say migrate to Solana.
Migrate everything. Yeah. Um, I mean, uh, having Dungeon Master run on Solana instead of Wax
It
would
will destroy the
probably.
game. Yeah,
Hmm?
the game wouldn't work, right?
If we could replicate everything that belongs to the game, why would it destroy the game? I think it would be great. There would probably be 10 times more players and everything would be worth 50 times more.
True.
Um,
Did you see the Wax roadmap for this year?
I didn't see the post, but we spoke to the Wax team, or I spoke to the Wax team a few weeks ago about their roadmap for this year.
What do you think?
Um, I think it's a start. Let's put it that way. It's a problem when you're in a situation or in the place where Wax is right now. You can't get it right anymore, right? Because your competitors that are a lot bigger, they have much more resources, the much bigger teams. So it's really hard to play the catch up game, right? When it comes to being a blockchain and running this and trying to, well, keep building and doing the right things. So in general, I think that there's a few things that need to happen, but I think none of the technical roadmap items actually solves anything for real,
Okay.
because the problems that Wax has is not technical, right?
Yes.
So there is not, like, on Solana, right? When Solana stops and Coinbase has 3 years withdrawal times on Sol, because the network is broken, or you can't actually swap anything on a particular smart contract because you're getting rate limited on the contract, right? And these kinds of things. So these are things that Solana definitely needs to work on. Wax doesn't have these kinds of technical challenges right now that definitely need fixing, or otherwise this will limit the growth, right? So I think the challenges in Wax are more kind of from a marketing and adoption perspective than from a technical perspective. So I'm not that much worried about the technical roadmap, to be
Wait,
honest.
which would you prefer to have, a marketing problem or a technology problem?
The history has shown in Web3 that it's much better having like tech problems than having marketing problems, because in Web3 everything is marketing first, right?
Okay.
Um, can we know about the overlord's choices for the new season? Do you know them already? And are we?
Can I say it? Say them? Let me check. Yes, I have them, but shall we say them?
It may influence the vote, because when I created the votings, we didn't talk about not putting in the overlord's choice for
Oh,
duration.
it wouldn't make a difference. I think so because we just got them. 1 hour.
Okay, and the boost, the collection
I don't
boost.
think we should talk about this.
Is that too much alpha? Do you think people will like the floor price will go
Wombat
up?
Prime X.
Oh, that's an interesting one though.
Yeah, it's a spicy one. Oh, don't say them. No, dude, I should have read your message. He's the overlord. I should have paid attention to the overlord.
Oh, it's good that it wasn't me. It was just Santiago.
I was just joking. Oh, dude,
Did you see the drop of sweat running down Santiago's
I
forehead?
respect a lot the overlord. If the overlord doesn't want it to be known until the announcement, then it's his choice. He's the overlord.
Okay. Red Scorpion is asking what chain will play be launched on, and will there be staking options on that chain if not Wax or Poly? So because of the airdrop, we said that we'll launch play on all the chains that Wombat or
Wait,
was
what
are
was
on.
the question?
The
I
question
lagged.
was which chain play will be launched on.
Oh,
So because we want to make it as hassle-free for everyone to actually keep using their tokens. So now there's a few opportunities right now that we're pursuing that might make us launch play on other chains as well. I'm not saying any names for now because again, I'll be held accountable for this, and people will say, "But Adrian said," and then it doesn't happen. But we're looking at various options on top of what we already had planned, and basically deploying a portion of tokens there, right? But I mean, Ethereum, Polygon, and Wax are safe bets, and immutable ZK so you will not have a problem with those tokens on these chains. Oh my god, I'm trying to answer all the questions, and there's like so many popping up again. Prince Paradox, speaking of signing, that's 1 million, I guess, the number transactions. Can we get a claim all of the Wax side of staking for Wombat? I saw someone suggested in Discord. I know it's been brought up a few times in the last year. Yeah, we'll take that to the team and see where we can slot that in so that we have
Otter,
convenience.
can you explain me which
So
staking
people,
one?
you know how people when they stake tokens, especially on Wax, but also on Polygon, but on Wax because they're the reward token from Dungeon Master, and people want to stake them, and they stake multiple positions, let's say for 12 months in locked staking, right? And then you have when you want to claim your rewards, you have to claim for each individual position separately.
Oh, okay.
There is no claim all positions, right?
Yes.
But if you do that let's say every season, right, then you have whatever, let's say you have 7 seasons in a year, or 8, then you will have at least 8 positions. Maybe you will use the mid-season redemption as well, right? So you may have 20 positions or 25 positions that are in locked staking for 12 months. And if you want to claim your tokens, there's a lot of transactions you need to sign.
Okay.
So I won't bring up the kind of the simple way of solving this by basically putting everything, putting 25 actions into one transaction, because that's going to cost you 25 actions anyway. But anyway, then Jungle Banano, that's a name that doesn't ring a bell. So I'm not sure. It's maybe the first time Jungle Banano has been saying something or whatever, but it's cool. So cool to see a new name. Epic Games is using Open Loot Wallet for more games using USDC, like World Charts. If they used Wax only or as a complement, it would be much quicker and you could blend easier. But I like their fiat to crypto implementation that Wax actually needs. So it would be a win-win if it could happen. I know Open Loot, but I'm not entirely sure how the wallet works right now, because last time I looked at it, it's been a while. So
Interesting.
there might be a problem with kind of regulatory things. If it's a closed ecosystem like Open Loot, then it might be much easier to use to have a like very simple fiat on off ramp thing than with a public blockchain like Wax. So I don't know. Would have to look at it in order to like it more properly. Without that, I can't say whether that's actually a possibility. Um,
So I want to respond very fast to this question. If voting for duration boost is the same as Overlord's choice, will the duration boosted in voting be moved to the second largest voted duration boost? Yes.
um,
GM to all. It is not in here. But yeah, GM on here.
Speaking of Twitter, who's supposed to be posting on your Twitter? They post never.
On mine, I post daily. What do you mean?
No, no,
No.
this is not yours. This is
Okay, okay.
about Blueworks Twitter, or Wombat, Atomic Hub, and so on. I don't know. I haven't looked in the last 3 days, but before that, we were posting regularly. But yeah, I'll if that's your impression, I take off my pants and jacket, then we'll definitely get that into the team and ask them, because we have a few people who could be doing this. Oh, hang on, I was starring some questions again. What is last season's pass giving in this season, speed or MP? Have you decided on that yet?
I'm not sure. Let me check back with the dev. Yeah, I'm not sure about it. Last one was MP, if I'm not wrong. It should be speed. But I can't remember honestly. Let me check.
Make EOS great again.
How would you make EOS great again? Let's say, for example, Adrian, you're now the president of, well, let's say Wax. What will you do?
Oh, what would I do?
Like
I mean, this
Donald
was
Trump,
about
you have
EOS.
one day to make a lot of changes.
Um, so I think one of the first things that I would do is actually deploy as you said earlier, right? Deploy massive liquidity pools for wax against certain other tokens. So I think it's great that, for instance, there is the possibility to bridge WBTC, like wrap BTC, from Ethereum into wax, but it's currently not working, or at least last I checked, right? So I think if there were incentives for a lot of wrap Bitcoin to exist on the Wax blockchain, or a lot of USDC to exist on the Wax blockchain, or whatever, right, through the bridge, even if the bridge is centralized, doesn't really matter. Most people don't really care. Then this would generate a lot more liquidity. This would generate a lot more trading volume, simply because of arbitrage, right? And I think that would be the first thing that I would try and touch, because as soon as you have more economic activity on the chain, I'm not saying price will go up automatically, but there will be so much more opportunity for people to make money on the chain, right? And if there's opportunity for people to make money on the chain, they will start spending money. And this is what happened. This is kind of a flywheel, right? That perpetuates itself. This is what happened in 2021 specifically. People made a lot of money in NFTs. They spent the money in NFTs, right? And that was great. So now now that flywheel basically works in Solana, in the Solana ecosystem, right? You make a lot of money with whatever, let's say, a meme, right? Peanut. And then what do you do with the money? You try and replicate that, and you buy 10 more meme coins, right? So the whole meme system actually propels itself. So I think that's one thing that I would do. Then another thing, I would probably hype up one or two meme coins on Wax. Right now we have Wax Fun, so let's jazz up one of them. Maybe like Grinch. Grinch is a great example for an awesome meme coin on Wax Fun. Just kidding. Have one, same reason, right? Have one example of a meme coin or two examples of a meme coin where people can literally make a lot of money, like 1,000% return. That would give people confidence in investing there, right? And that would overall increase demand for Wax, for the Wax token inherently. So I think if I were the president of Wax and I had some resources at hand, then this is what I would be doing.
Interesting.
Um,
Yeah, I agree with you actually. Very good. Is this what Wax lost all its liquidity?
how?
I mean, there are no not breaches. Actually, what I will do is the same. I think the best news on the roadmap are the decentralization of the bridge, because the first thing I will do is bridge Wax to Solana and set up a huge liquidity pool. I hope this token will be played.
Yeah,
Adrian, if
but I
you were
mean,
the president of Play, what what will you do on the first day?
but this is precisely why the virtual token is doing so well, right? I mean, if you look at the tech and what's happening, like you can deploy um, uh, an AI agent, right? The tech for that's not built by Virtual's protocol, um, and it's not amazing tech, right? But it doesn't matter because it does what it's supposed to do. But what really matters is that whoever wants to deploy an agent will deploy their token, and the token will be deployed on a bonding curve against virtual, right? And whoever wants to buy any of the tokens from the products from the projects launching on virtuals will have to buy virtual first, right? And this is incredibly smart. So this is kind of the perpetuation of pump fun, right? That if pump fun had a token, then and used the token in a similar way, then this pump fund token would be incredibly successful, right? This would substitute a lot of the sol that goes into this, so that wouldn't be as good for the Solana ecosystem, I guess. But there's so much sol bound in liquidity pools for tokens like Peanut, like whatever Chill Guy, the newer ones, Vine or whatever, right? There's so
Bye.
much sol sitting there, it's incredible. And if you imagine this would be virtual or play, then yes, totally, right? So I think this is what should happen. Your village people made generational wealth, 10x. Look, this is what I'm talking about. You should be able to make 10x.
I mean, he did, but not generational will.
Robot has been coming back regarding sidekicks. He suggested to double check if sidekicks can be upgraded to be multi-chain. So I will say I'll take that offline with Santiago because there is a lot of background information that Santiago is probably still
I don't know.
missing.
I should know about it. Okay.
So okay. So we'll get back to that.
Oh, you sent me a message. I was like, who's
No,
that?
just a screenshot to remember. Janice is asking any thoughts on VIP level discounts for in-game spending for run slots and in-game shop.
Any thoughts on VIP level discounts for in-game spending for run slots?
So, for instance,
I don't like it at all.
You don't like it?
Yeah,
I think it kind of makes sense that VIPs level whatever 7, for instance, wouldn't have to spend as much on in-app purchases, in-game purchases, or for instance on minting fees for NFTs.
Okay, right? Yeah, maybe the numbers I didn't like them that much.
But the principle, I mean,
the principle is not bad. Yeah,
it's like the VIP drops for let's say season passes.
Oh my god! Right? Now that you just talk about it, I need to check them. It should be live already. Drops. Yeah, you can go buy, if you're a VIP, you can go and buy your season pass pack.
So yeah, must have been live for 45 minutes now, right?
Yes.
But
yeah, I wanted to.
Chur has been chiming in on Robert's question. That Wombat Warrior sidekick always confused me. The sidekicks always have the chain in the attributes, so that was the original idea. But yeah, they should probably. We should. Yeah, I'm sorry, Robert. I know that we've brought it up numerous times. You're a village people. Do you know DeFi land? They're on Solana. I spoke to the founder a few days back to try and get into 1x1 play. You can maybe look at them. It's actually the first GameFi thing I saw on Solana. It's kind of cute.
Actually, I don't know that because I wanted to. I didn't download it. I visited the page, and now I have a weapon and I am shooting at stuff. I'm not sure what am I doing. Maybe I should talk with you so you can guide me, and it could be a good idea.
I don't know DeFi. I'm not sure if I know DeFi land because there's so many things that sound similar that I don't know. Melina Rodaza is asking, some taverns ago you mentioned that Prime could get higher MP. Will that come?
Shall we make a poll? Maybe for each season, we should also add a poll of which collection do you want to receive an MP boost.
And an MP nerf? Or is that a temporary MP boost?
No, it will last.
That I would like to kind of relate to maybe the Overlord as well. So the Overlord has a choice, right? Maybe there's another collection that can be boosted. Maybe there's merit to that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we make it long lasting or something for just one season?
The thing is that if you keep increasing MP, right? Obviously, so if you say let's have a vote like which collection should have MP increased by, let's say, 10, 20, 50% or whatever permanently, that's obviously gonna create a lot of MP creep, right? MP inflation. So I'm not entirely sure about that per se. Doing it temporarily, I think there's definitely um, a discussion to be had about this. But
Listen to this.
specifically, I don't remember talking about Prime receiving a boost. So I don't know.
Oh, listen to this suggestion. Overlord should be able to nerf collections as a choice to boosting. I mean, I
Again,
think you want the Overlord to be killed. Like that's what are you looking for? You want him to be
but
cancelled.
I think that's actually a pretty good idea. That
No, I
Overlord
like it. It's
wouldn't
spicy.
only be able to decide, hey, let's boost the collection for a season, but maybe let's nerf it for a season by 50%. Could be very interesting, actually, because that might force people to
People, do you like that?
switch up their stakings.
Say yes or no.
So, just to answer the question by Melina Rudaza, I don't think that there's anything like really imminent when it comes to Prime and mining power.
No, yeah, you see the Overlord right now. He doesn't want to be killed. He's fearing for his life.
Come on, it's not that bad. But I'm saying the choice, not saying give me a collection that will be nerfed, but maybe hey, you have the choice of either nerfing or boosting a collection by 50% or something.
I mean, you won't play being nerfed. All the top players will be fucked.
That's one for you as well. Mesba is asking, is there any chance monuments from Prime X will be petrifiable
Monuments.
too?
Which are monuments?
Well, are they called monuments? I don't know. But the sentences, the highest blends of the Wombat Prime X collection.
I can take a look at it. I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, we need more ideas of petrification. Like, I want to introduce some of them, being limited for sure. For next seasons, we can do it. Actually, thanks for the suggestion. We will need more. Hello.
I gotta say hello to Wycopec because I always appreciate when people tune in via Twitter/X and actually comment
How
here.
many viewers do we get from Twitter? Do you know?
I think it's about 50-50. But also I think the stats are skewed, so I can't really tell you because I'm not sure that I don't trust StreamYard to be accurate when it comes to showing off the numbers right.
Imagine the further to nerf the trace or whatever it is. I love it. I mean, as a concept, it's good. Give it a try this season. Let's nerf one play extra. You're not the Overlord. I'm kidding. But we could give it a try. Then I could be fired, and then there wouldn't be more tries. Let's nerf dungeon items.
I think the chance of you getting killed by a mob of angry people is higher than you getting fired.
Yeah. Now I am afraid about saying where I am. They might come to Turkey. It's not dungeon items. I like it.
Janice is asking. I see. Oh, no, we need to wrap up the stream. I just realized we're
Oh my god.
almost 2 hours into the stream already. I see there are some booster boxes still on the drop page in FT. Any plans to have a
Let's see.
sale on that, or will it remain there forever? That's actually interesting, because
Booster box.
there's still like a lot of old drops open, right? We kept them open because why not? So that people could buy the old stuff. But maybe that's annoying. Maybe that's makes it not really great to look at, or it looks like, hey, we're not able to sell out stuff. So how would we go about this if we wanted to say, hey, look, there's I don't know, I don't have anything on top of my head right now. Oh, yeah. There's whatever ETA. There's booster box ETA basic. There's 49 of 50 sold, right? So there's one available for 500 wax. Obviously, apparently nobody wants to buy that for 500 wax. So maybe somebody would buy it for 400. So should we kind of go ahead and reduce the price, like in a Dutch auction, or should we remove it or mint it and put it on sale on Atomic Hub as an auction, for instance? Because that would be interesting, right? What's the actual value of this if people want to buy it?
I like auctions.
I actually like Dutch auctions because they work a lot better with multiple items, right?
Those are the ones that you start at the price and then it starts decreasing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so,
I love you indeed to sell that way, yeah.
So maybe we should talk to Juan and Jose about this, whether they could do something like that in FT, whether that's hard.
Double it and give it to the next person. Yeah, we should stop with some of the sales. The Wombations. So Red Conviction has been sold 1,300 times. It's the cheapest as well.
What? Sorry, I didn't
The
get
Red
that.
Conviction.
Yeah, that's
The
the
Blue
most
Whale.
sold.
It's very expensive. 0.48 Blue Whale.
Yeah, it's because the Blue Whale token is outperforming the other two tokens. So the blue mob has been doing something right. Find $1. Snipers already in position. Just give me a reason. These days are kind of over, right? Where the NFT drops on wax would sell out in seconds, and too bad actually. Yeah, implement Dutch auctions as a feature in Atomic Hub. Maybe even on the Atomic Market Protocol. That would actually be pretty interesting. I mean, the auctions, the American style auctions aren't used a lot or enough. Maybe Dutch auctions would work better.
In the previous run, it was great. Auctions were used a lot. I like it. Until I didn't.
Okay, let's have a last question before we move into Twitchy Tides, before we end the stream. Okay, 2 questions. Kevin Kev, is the Gems to Legacy items blend ready for the start of next season?
The operator. So I talked with everyone in a couple of chats with the PM, and I said, "Hey guys, will you use the upgrades?" And everyone told me no. But actually, if there are people that they want to use the upgrades, then I will be motivated to do that. And what I should do is set up a schedule to start introducing them slowly.
I thought we were set on doing this.
Yes. But then I talked with Webby, which was the one that was promoting it the most, and he said, "No, I wouldn't use it." And I talked with a lot of people, and they said, "Nah, I wouldn't use it as well." But maybe now that we're bringing the shard fragments, then maybe we can get the interest back into doing this.
I'm surprised.
It wasn't like they said I wouldn't use it. They wouldn't use it at this moment. So maybe, yeah, I should do this and start introducing them slowly because there are a lot of upgrades still.
Yeah, true. Janice, that's the last one that we're taking. Sorry, we need to move into Twitchy Tides. Hang on, I'll already run that up, and then we can maybe have another one or two questions. Janice asked, any plans to add the cat Wombatium into the blend list for whale Wombatiums? You can always set the requirement as 2 whales to blend 1 cat Wombatium. They're really hard to get. I've opened so many master packs. I mean, this is the whole cat Wombatium discussion, right? That we've had multiple times.
We could do a limited blend, like limited to 50. Limited to 50, limited to 100. The problem is when we do it as a wild card, then yeah, we lose control over the cat Wombatium.
Yeah, but having 2 for 1.
2 for 1 is bold. It's fancy. I like it. 2 whale Wombatiums is a lot. No, I like it.
But from a price perspective, I think that would still be a discount on the cat.
But still, that's good because if they don't want to buy another whale Wombatium, they will have to wait 2 seasons holding the VIP.
That's true. So,
well, this Master Machine says if gems are free, I might do 1 or 2. I am not impressed, and I am willing to pay. Okay, that's right. Actually, if they convince you to do a couple of upgrades, then I'm down for it. So, if we're going to start doing that, for example, Kevin, which upgrades would you like me to set up first?
oh, here, just to follow up on the gems.
I cannot
You
see
said
the
we're
question.
introducing gem fragments. So, what will the whales or mostly equipping legacy items do with the fragments?
For sure, that's a good argument as well. Well, they can still use the buyback, they can still blend them, they can still use it for the new items. They can do a lot of stuff with gems. But I get your point. So, Kevin, which NFT would you like to upgrade? Maybe we can start with that. Actually,
so unfair. That's so unfair. Just asking one person, "Hey, which one do you want to
If more
upgrade?"
people are willing to upgrade, then I'm all down for it. And if you give me a list of, hey, these people are willing to do these upgrades, then I will do it straight away today. But since no one showed that much interest, that's why I said, well, I will dedicate to other stuff. Start with ETA, I believe. Many people have those. Okay. And it isn't like I will only release the Kevin item and name the blend. This is for Kevin. Hashtag this is for you.
And you only allow him to blend it.
Whitelisted
for Kevin. Yeah, makes sense. Super fair. So come on, folks! Exclamation mark Wombat to join this round of Twitchy Tides before.
Only for Kevin. I love it.
Oh, look, the people who are typically using the Wombat skin, they are not here today.
Where are you?
Where is everyone?
Can you hear me typing?
Of course.
Really? And I try to do it slowly.
It's not about you being slow, it's about you being gentle.
Oh my god. Suggesting run the TT at the start of the stream. No, because why would you stick listening to us talking about 2 hours?
Or would people come in earlier, right? Because typically we have the viewers actually increase throughout the stream.
We could run one at the start and one at the finish.
So before we get into this, actually, what are we handing out today? Because we're not allowed to hand out Wombat Warriors anymore.
I don't want to talk about
Um,
that anymore.
you always have to take this stuff with a grain of salt. Um,
Um, let's give away pack fragments.
pack
It's
fragments.
going to be
It's going to be
evil.
particularly uh, popular here.
I'm surprised Vince is not here because he will tell, no, I don't want anything of this. Vince, but it is $1 million. No, I don't want it. I have 20. I'm kidding. I love you, Vince. If you watch the stream later, I still love you. I would like it better if gems could be used on any equipment, not just the one that gives the same boost. So let's say it can be plus 100 contribution from here. I mean, I would love it too, but there's a huge risk of breaking the game doing that.
That is true.
I mean, we can try it out, but if it doesn't work, then we will have to roll it back because it will kill the game.
So I'm looking what we'll be handing out.
Definitely, Santiago doesn't loves us live with his life with pack fragments such as him.
We still
Yeah,
have a
people
lot
will
of
get the
old
picture.
season passes. Like season pass pack season 17. Should we be handing out something like this? I mean, I don't think so, but just looking through it. Okay. Oh, look, we have ETA promo packs. So I think that's decent. Let's hand out 5 of those ETA promo packs. It's probably good. Top 5 players will get an ETA promo pack.
My god, I cannot feel my feet. I have been, I think, that 40 minutes without circulation on my feet right now.
Why is this?
I was in a weird position.
You're the doc here. You should know better.
I mean, I wasn't feeling it. It is like I changed my position and then I started realizing that I wasn't feeling my feet.
Okay, so we're now having this weird problem again that we have 41 players, not 42. Could someone please join so we can make it to 42? And look, Shiva Seeker is there after all with a gold wombat. So that's going to be another ETA promo pack for free for the top player who's using a wombat. So that's precisely one person. So that's precisely this. Cool. So we'll have 6 ETA promo packs being handed out, and we have 42 players. I like that. So let's get going.
Hey, Tricky Creations, how are you doing? You need a kick in the a kick, Prince.
I have no idea what all of these skins do, to be honest. So it's gotten really crazy with Twitchy Tides and but where are the enemies? We're stuck again, right? I had to press E now to get rid of some of the fish. Oh, now they're coming back. Now it's fast. Oh yeah.
Robot is very close. Oh, Robot gone? No, he hasn't. We have Robot, Geoff, Comrade, and Lucky Nino. Lucky Nino hasn't moved. Robot is dead.
That was a smart move to not move. So yeah, Lucky Nino, Comrade Boris, Jeff or Geoff, Robot, and Good Vibes congrats and GGs. And then we have, well, not that it really matters, but Shiba Seeker is 28th. So GG's there. Okay.
Are you typing? No, I'm kidding. Of course you're typing.
Could you hear it?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
My room started shaking.
We should bring back Grubfish with the explosion for the start of the stream. Yeah, that was actually fun, right? With the explode.
Yes, I like it.
So maybe we can pursue Pop Paragon to actually have a suicide function in TT as well.
I'm wondering about my choices. I didn't buy food. And it's 8 p.m. right now. I should get out and get something to eat.
Do get some good Turkish food.
Is it safe going out? Like in Latin America, I will get killed.
I mean, I don't know about Istanbul because I've never been in Istanbul, only at the airport. But in Europe, that would be a ridiculous question to ask. Like, is it safe? In Berlin, it's like, huh? What kind of question is this?
Yeah, totally maybe safe. It's my third world country instincts kicking in.
Which is probably good because in Brazil, when I was in Brazil, that was the last time I was in South America. People were telling me similar things, and I was like, "Ah, it's gonna be fine." And then
no, you cannot go out like that.
Kind of wasn't right. So there was one guy who told us, like, the street that you just came, I was mugged with a machete yesterday, right? So stuff like that. I'm like, okay. So my dad's camera got stolen. That was it. We didn't get mugged. It was stolen out of his backpack, but still bad enough.
Even the monkeys in South America, they steal your stuff.
Well, yeah, but monkeys you can fight off, right? You can kick them. And well, they're not
I'll
only in South America.
I'll listen to your suggestion and get out something and get something to eat then.
Yeah, do try. I mean, you should be. You're probably in an area that's not that bad.
Yeah. I won't say where I am because otherwise people will come with the pitchforks if I don't do anything they want.
Exactly. So be careful.
I was bitten by a monkey once. I was bitten by my girlfriend once. It's painful.
This is cool. Tricky Creates, is that Tricky Creates? Is that Pop Paragon? Is that somebody else? Okay. Then last thing. We're 10 minutes longer than usual. Wow.
I like the stream. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, anything else from you?
It was a lot of questions. No, who are we rating? That's the only question that's left.
I will shave you if we don't get placed soon. Uh-oh.
Oh, you're one of the artists. Good job, Tricky Creates. Good job there. You have a lot to do with making new artworks every week, I suppose. So, yeah, anyone you want to raid? Anyone? Any suggestions?
Not really.
As always,
I'm pretty hungry, so I stopped thinking a while ago.
So I see the online in, for instance, from kind of our regulars. Let's see.
Do you watch or consume? No, never mind. I will stop talking.
So Ape is live. So we've got Las Vegas Ape or the online in.
I think we haven't read the online in a while.
But popular opinion by Honestly Sheet I said Tricky Creates and Take Off My Pants and Jacket is Las Vegas Ape. So I can't overrule the chat if there's nobody else basically looking out for the online in. So we've got 5 votes here. So we're definitely rating Las Vegas Ape. That's okay.
In
There we
quadratic
go.
governance, that would be less than 3. Eh? Huh?
So say hello to Las Vegas Ape and um, have a good week. Have a good start of the season. I'm looking forward to this new season with
Me too.
Santiago at the helm.
Let's hope everything goes right.
Let's do that. Okay, then have fun with Las Vegas Apes. Hello, and have a good week. See you next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks.